16 teams, $1 million prize pool on the line, and an absolutely unbelievable stadium to do it all in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Halo World Championships 2018. My name is Sims, and next to me I have a beautiful man called Mr. Elamite Kyle. We finished 2017, the World Championship. Myself and you, we did cast the grand finals. We're kind of continuing where we left off. Now we get to cast the first match today. Fable taking on Str8 Rippin. Str8 Rippin, obviously a name that you were very, very familiar with through the days. EU versus NA. Is there a chance here for Europe, or is that Str8 Rippin roster just as good as the rest of the American teams that are here?
I mean, they're definitely really good, and you can't take anything away from them. Even in Columbus, we saw Str8 Rippin go up 2-0 over Envy. So these guys are clearly able to really kind of turn it on and perform at an extremely high level. I am nervous for Fable. I think, you know, whether or not they're going to be able to take down this squad is one thing, but just as you saw Str8 be able to compete against the likes of Envy, you're going to have teams like Fable. Any team that qualified for the World Championships can come out here and perform some sort of an upset.
I kind of want to touch on what Wes says, and exactly going back to what he mentioned on the desk about Musa. Having the respect for players and not just saying, we're going to smash them. It's not a problem. But having that level of respect, I mean, I respect that. Being able to say things like that and understand that. Over on the opposing side of Fable, there's a reason that they're here, right? You know, they haven't just YOLO'd it and managed just to cop a win for nothing. We saw them in Orlando. They've gone through Gfinity. They've made it here. They're winners in their own right being on this main stage. SLG, he's a beast of a player. If we kind of look at the issues that could be with that roster, obviously you've got 2 French, 2 English. There could be a little bit of miscommunication, some problems here, there, and everywhere. However, the way they're going to win this one, if they are going to do it, is going to come down to raw individual talent. 4 strong young individuals, but I think Str8 Rippin will pick that apart with teamwork.
Yeah, in London, I was very critical of some of the teams because, yes, Infuse, they were a step above everyone else. And other teams, they had the raw individual talent, but they just lacked some core fundamentals of teamwork that can come out and, you know, what you need to do to win these games. So there's a lot of time between then and now to make those kinds of adjustments, get that extra practice under your belt, and come out here and be able to perform some of these upsets. The individual skill is there. You could see that respect that Musa was handing over to the likes of them. So as long as they're able to work out some of those little kinks in the armor there, they'll be able to come out here and possibly, you know, take this series.
Okay, then rock and roll. Here we go. Str8 Rippin in red, Fable on blue. Obviously, you always have your red seeded team in the highest seed on the left-hand side there. You can see all the players. Going to be Musa, Destroyed, Nemesis, and Rami taking on Kristola, Fragger, Snakey, and SLG. This is, you know, when you look at all the names, it's quite a scary little roster. In terms of individual talent for Fable, I mean, personally, I have to say I definitely see this one going in the favor of Str8 Rippin. I think it's very unfair to say that, but there's a chance. It's a small chance, but there's a chance.
Yeah, I don't think it's unfair to say that, really. Str8 Rippin deserves credit coming into this event. They performed extremely well. They've got this far. They've acquired Heinz as their coach, which should bring a lot of veteran experience, you know, another national champion there. And they're going up against, of course, this Fable squad who, in their own rights, have performed and competed extremely well in London. So, like I said, they were making, all the other teams besides Infuse were making a lot of minor mistakes that were costing them games and allowed Infuse to just run away with it. As long as they work out some of those things, and these are very minor mistakes, you know, staying alive as the last guy, not overcommitting or challenging. We saw them literally throw some games away in the past, going for no scopes that you shouldn't be going for. Always one of my biggest pet peeves, watching people compete. You've got the sniper, you need to play to your advantages. And if they can come out and they can make those adjustments, you know, we're going to see a nice epic series.
Okay, bigger picture of the Str8 Rippin brand then. Obviously, you're very familiar with this one. 2 people I want to talk about. First of all, Richie Heinz, legend himself in the coaching position. What's he going to add to this roster?
It's those clutch plays, just keeping the team calm, understanding, you know, if you're finding yourself, your back's against the wall, how are you gonna come out of that situation? And Heinz is somebody that is just extremely skilled. He's been on Str8 Rippin in the past. As a player. Now he's coming in as a coach, and you can really influence teams as a coach, both during the practice sessions and then actually at the event as well. You know, I've coached a lot of different teams, and it's those little minute plays. So you come down so many situations, a 50-49 game, you know, a few seconds in a ball, that can absolutely be, you know, in the King of the, or Strongholds and then in the flags, everything like that can come down, and the coach can actually influence who's going to take that series.
Okay, then higher up level, we go one more. T2, top of the chain there for Str8 Rippin. How much influence will he have on this team, and how much kind of input will he have moving into this event?
I think it's definitely beneficial to have somebody like that on the squad, somebody that your players can look up to, strive to have his sort of tournament placings, you know, an epic, long, legendary career that we saw him have in Halo, and now he's got a bunch of younger players here trying to replicate some of that success that he was able to find. So a good, you know, person to look up to try to replicate what he was able to do here, and I think all the players on that team respect him as well, and will listen to some of the things he has to say, and you know, and be that motivation force here behind them.
Okay then, so let's look across the, once again, I apologize guys for the slight delay here. We will be getting this up and running as quickly as possible. You want to see some players flying around and some guns firing, and so do we as well. Want to talk about it because these are two decent teams. It's a nice way to start this Friday morning. But talking further afield, Fable then. How exactly, if you were behind them now and they said, all right, Kyle, you're a bit washed up now, but you've been there, you've done that. How do we take down a team like Str8 Rippin? 4 uniquely individual European players. How do we take down Str8 Rippin? Are there any weaknesses in the armor?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same weaknesses you can see from any team, and even the most experienced and veteran players will still make mistakes. I used to always say, it comes down to whichever team makes the least amount of mistakes is going to win the game, because you're going to see those from the likes of Splice, from the likes of Tox, everybody like that. You have to make decisions based on the information that you have at the time, through your teammates' callouts, through, you know, the motion sensor, through the number of people, you know, on the opposing team and on your team that are currently on respawn. So a lot of factors go into that, and you just got to make the best decisions you can with the information given and available to you at the time. And, you know, with Fable Esports, they can absolutely do that and come out and, you know, take advantage. Some of these games can go by very quickly, Strongholds, and capture the flags. You can win a game in 2 minutes. You know, we see some games 2 to 5 minutes long, and then other ones, of course, go to the distance, go into overtime, go into replay. So capture flag Coliseum, you get the sniper in any one of these guys' hands, and they can absolutely take over and start dominating a game.
All right, rock and roll. I'm seeing fist bumps. I'm seeing the map swirling coming in. It looks like this game number 1 of Friday is about to get underway. Thank you very much for staying with us. Apologies for the delay, guys, but we are now live. Fable taking on Str8 Rippin. Europe versus North America. International teams here at the World Championship. They're under a lot of pressure. There's going to be lots of stuff to do, and they're going to need to put in a hell of a lot of work. But there's a man who can. He's SLG.
Yeah, and you can see he pushes in, gets right through Maze. No one contesting him yet. Takes out one player, starts getting shot by another, but gets finished off. So Str8 Rippin, they choose to elect to go up to towards Pyramid, just give up that Maze, try to dodge those grenades, and you can see just pretty even start both ways. A flag being pulled and running very quickly from Fable here. Snaky's already got that all the way over to the elbow and starting to move it into the base. Nobody from Str8 over there to kind of contest this one at all, and that is a 26-second, oh no, excuse me, 32-second cap here.
I mean, I like it. The aggression was there. They all dove straight in, but we could potentially see a counter cap here because Str8 Rippin are applying the pressure here. They've just got themselves stuck into the base. Oh, this is a defensive place coming out of Fragger. He comes in for the brag, but he's going to be destroyed. Destroying brains left, right, and center. Takes down 2, takes down 3, in fact. That was a triple kill, looking on the elbow for the spawners that might want to come in and challenge him. What an amazing way to kind of play on your own like that and be the last man standing, Kyle, to just completely slap the team all around.
Yeah, I mean, a triple kill and a nice one at that. Has that sniper trying to lock down that side of the map, but if none of your teammates are in position to capitalize, to get that flagpole and move it across the map, you're just getting kills, and unless it's a team slayer, it's not going to do anything for you, but buy you some additional time. As you can see in that kill feed, though, 3 members go down. Players coming out spawn towards elbow, and Nemesis is able to stay alive. This is so huge. Now they're going to be able to flank and get behind some of the players that are trying to contest and slap this flag run here for Str8.
I've honestly no idea how he's been allowed to do that. Musa with no shield whatsoever. The grenade did come straight out of the cave spawn. Obviously, you saw Destroyed, who just kind of like passed him the flag and they juggled it between them. So some great teamwork. You got to look at this one. He passed the flag along. Musa then run it, and he just stayed there, kind of like the bodyguard system, like the bouncer, stopping, allowing anyone chasing them on that back foot. And now Musa just turns around straight away. DMR in hand, they're just going to get some shots down. But let's roll back to that triple kill, Kyle. Talk to me. How prolific can one triple kill be on a game like CTF?
I mean, besides obviously the obvious point of you just killed 3 members of the opposing team, you get your teammates hyped up. You're creating opportunities, and that was a great flag run. Not only when that flag was moving, Destroyed with that sniper rifle got additional kills with it as well. So you can see the difference here. You got the quick cap coming out for Fable, not outslaying Str8, but still being able to move the flag very effectively. Str8, on the other hand, heavily outslaying Fable and constantly bringing that pressure and aggression here. And you can see, still tied up with both the different strats.
We'll see if they're desperate this one. Nemesis is going to go and try and get the return, but the grenades do come through thick and fast. Cristillo's going to get a touch. That's a nice little jump. Hits the ledge. They're going to bop this one back. Can Fragger get a return on this? He's got to work his way out onto the balcony, but he's done it. I was quite surprised no covering fire did come across to take him out. He's allowed to put that one in. That's 2-1. 9 minutes remaining on the clock. Fable looking good, Kyle.
Fable is looking very good. The only 2 times that they've had any sort of control, they were able to cap the flag here. I think they've only pulled 2 flags, 2 flag captures for each one. Now Str8, they did everything they can to try to contest that one, but it was not enough. They saw Fable be able to get that flag return here, and now that new sniper rifle has come up and it finds itself in the hands of SLG, and his shots are pretty crispy right now, but just as I say that, misses a few that he could have actually picked up that kill.
Baby, I want to show me what you can do with that sniper rifle. SLG, we only saw 1 bullet coming out of him, unfortunately. We'll see where else this one goes. Flag will begin to be pulled. Fragger going to move up on the left-hand side, though. Sees Nemesis falling down with the sniper. Easy kill from him, picks it up, and now we can put some pressure back onto them. He can also stop any advancement. I like the fact that he's patient, just didn't go for the YOLO no-scope. Couple of bullets remaining in the chamber. That's going to be 4 of them. His teammate does drop down, though. And that, unfortunately, is a bit of a waste of 4 bullets. They're left in the chamber, Kyle. So if Str8 pick that up, that's a free power weapon to them. Yeah, and the thing that really stood out to me was the player from Str8 hiding in back of the flag, waiting for his teammates' help before pushing out. And you can see the Fable Esports, they just got caught off guard. They did not expect so much damage output to come out at one time to be able to pick him up and kill them before he's able to get any of those shots off. That's going to be 3 dead. Rami will get the call to move this one. He's got a teammate behind him, just anchoring on the Royal 2 area with that sniper. That's going to be an easy return for SLG. Doesn't matter if he died, does thrust. Oh my god, that teamwork! SLG doesn't stay alive, but he does buy time for his teammate to come in and clean up the kill. Even Steven 2 alive on the opposing sides. And all of a sudden a rec pack does come in. Destroyed, finds a rocket, 1 in the chamber. Trying to find where these players are out. Snakey goes flying by. Should be a very easy kill. Got teamwork around. They got 1 rocket. What do you do with this cow? Where do you put it? Where do you take it?
Yeah, I mean, I like what he's doing here right now. He's just got to stay alive with that, though. What I really want to point out is Musa, I think, was running the flag with 2 rockets in the chamber here, and then got into a pistol battle and allowed SLG to return that. I would have loved to see him just sit maze. It's kind of hard to nade that, and you can clamber up and get out of position of taking any damage and just use those rockets, bait that flag, and I think we would have seen a tied game.
Oh, 2 players half shield here. Snakey should be calling them out. I'm looking for the kill feed. I'm not seeing them cleaned up. 1, 2, 3. Ignore me. Yes, I am. That's the last player remaining there for Str8. They're going to be coming off the respawn, and now they have the information where they will be flying from. They're all going to be spawning over cave sites, so they can kind of box them in here. Fragger, he will challenge. Steps back onto the maze to get his shields back. Needs to be careful that a nade don't bounce off the back foot. Nemesis tags him up. Doesn't allow his shields to regen. But they're kind of catching him and pincering him here. I like the pressure they're applying. There's going to be a trade-off there. Cristillo in the corner. Fragger will advance out. Is he going to pull this one and just apply the pressure? Yes, he is, once again. Fable with the run, but unfortunately not enough down there to make something of it.
Yeah, and Destroyed, he grabs himself a very clutch double kill, gets his shields back in a battle, waits for help, and that is clearing out the base. Amazing job. Last player alive, front blue, so he's kind of in a vulnerable position right now. And with that flag still in window, that's going to be a hard one to grab and, you know, kind of relay across the map here. So that return will come in. Ooh, great back smack there. That's a 2 doubles back-to-back here coming out for Destroyed, and maybe make that a triple either way. Yeah, still another triple here coming out. So he is just racking up the kills for now, being a heavy slayer for this Str8 squad.
See where he moves in for this one. Fair enough, it's all about the slays, but they are down in the objective. Nemesis looking for the back whack, holds his bullet for a second, catches a glimpse of the shields regen over there on the right-hand side, excuse me, left-hand side. Try and see if he can lay down some hit markers over in the cave. Goes for the no-scope, tags the body. His teammate comes in. That's what I like to see. You talking earlier about the no-scopes. Fair enough. If you're going to go for him, you need to land them, but make sure your teammate's there. Easy to clean up the kills. And look at the kill feed, though. Even Stevens. Fable coming in with a few of themselves. Every single time he tags the bullet, his teammate's there to finish up the kill. This is amazing.
It's definitely a great job just staying alive, being a distraction with the sniper rifle, but still putting it to use and, you know, taking a lot of players no shields as he connects on that no-scope. No, you definitely don't want to trade in that situation as you're starting to collapse onto Fable's side of the map. Now that sniper, we'll see whose hands it ultimately finds itself in after this, but you got Fable. They're trying to bring that aggression. They're trying to go for those sneaky caps again. You can see every time they've got into that base and pulled that flag, all with the exception of, I think, one time we saw it get returned. They've been able to move it all the way across the map. Str8 Rippin just getting caught off guard, even when they have kind of map controllers, some control over towards sniper side of the map.
There's one. Looking for a second. A man who can. It's going to be Fragger. For some reason, the French, they're good with a sniper rifle, but then again, they do play matchmaking 24 hours a day. Another kill comes through. Turns around, takes another scope. Rami. See you later. Where's your face at, buddy? He's dead, finally. He will be taken down, so the sniper rifle will fall. And so past the 50-yard lines, it's going to be in Fable's hands if they decide to come off the respawn and pick it up. Forcing Nemesis back, which is what they need to do, and all of a sudden they clean him out. So sniper rifle should be in play again for another player on Fable. Do they know where it is and have to come back? Cristola's caught off guard, though, unfortunately, but a couple of windy shots here. Who's going to grab the kill? It's going to be Destroyed. Feels that one out. And now we can move on to the L. In fact, he's going live. I thought he might just kind of hang around here for a little bit, but it looks like he's going to go for the pull, Kyle.
Yeah, he knows he needs to clear out the base a little bit. Get a few kills here, have that numbers advantage before you start relaying the flag. I like the fact he went for that double, but there was, in fact, another third player down there by Oven that just bounced back up to the base and was able to get that flag stopped. So, you know, you just want to keep that kind of aggression up, get those numbers before you pull that flag. Unfortunately, that one did not work out in their favor.
That's 3 dead. So this could be a run here. SLG, last man standing. Where they're going to be spawning. Oh, my God, he stuck him with no shield.
And
that's
huge.
Alive. He's still alive. Somebody kill this kid, for Christ's sake. Yes, there he is. Finally destroyed. Has to take him out by a rocket. He had no shield the entire time whatsoever. And now Musa, he can run this. Snaky's on the opposing side. That would have been a big kill if he could have got it, because he could have got some kind of stop on here. But I think this is going to be... Oh, he missed it.
He did miss it, and that flag is sitting there. Well, luckily for them, nobody's in position to return that quite yet, and they're still going to be able to start moving it a little bit, get some flag relays going in here with 2.5 minutes left. They will. Oh, no, he doesn't put it in yet. I don't know what's going to happen, but there's 3 members there, and the return comes in.
No, that's two misses, 2 fumbles. What the hell's going on? They potentially might have just given the game away here. How did they not cap that twice?
Yeah, that is not what you want to see, and that can definitely be disheartening here for that Str8 squad, but they do get another return. There's plenty of time left on the clock, and this is when a veteran coach like Heinz really comes into play, because Heinz has been a part of squads that have done ridiculous flag runs to tie up games, 30 seconds left in the game. Keep in mind, this is Halo 5. You can relay those flags so quickly and just throw them up in the window, throw them to your teammates, thrust slide action going on here, and you still have plenty of time left on the clock here to put one in.
All right, so I don't want to see Fable now turtle into the back, because if they go full defensive and just go into the shell here, they're going to get absolutely slaughtered, and that's what's happening. You can just see the kills coming in wave after wave. Musa gets the call. It's time to go. I'm looking in that little bottom corner for that red radar. Who will die? SLG picks up 2. Oh my word, SLG with a big double. He is effectively taken back, but they can get the return again, Kyle. Cristola just says, okay, that's my turn. I'm going to go up past the pyramid. I know where this player is because I can see his bullets. He'll probably get this kill as well. What an absolute belting run.
Yeah, and you can see, I mean, it definitely looks like Str8 is outslaying them. You can see about to go in. What a great ground pound, though. Musa does exactly what he needs to do, and though you have to get that return before you're able to put this one in. What a grenade. I don't think it actually stuck him, but nonetheless, gets the damage out and picks up the kill here. And Str8, this game number 1, it is looking bad for them, and just like that, Fable Esports wins the very first game of the Halo World Championships 2018.
Wow, 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 wow. Now, I want to hype this up. That's an amazing game. However, I'm getting flashbacks here. Fragger and SLG, they've done this before. When we look back to 2017, they took the first map off of Optic Gaming. Let's take a look at the kill feeds before we go any further. 26-24 coming out of SLG. 12 to 25 out of Snaky, not the best of kills on the opposing side. Generally everyone around the same. Bit of a rough game coming out of Snaky. 20 assists though, and I have to give credit where credit is due to this man. Every single time we saw him, fair enough, he got quite a lot of deaths, Kyle, but the amount of pressure that he was applying to Str8 Rippin, we just saw all the time he was just flooding in the base, try and get a pull, try and get in there when he can. That's a good start. What a great way to begin your journey at the Halo World Championship 2018. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. What a game.
And you can see the damage wasn't exactly there for him. He did go double negative as far as kills go, and he didn't break the 3K damage. Str8, on the other hand, they had more power weapon kills. They had more slays. They had more of just about everything, but they just weren't able to come out and win that game. And that kind of goes to show you, you don't need to outslay the enemy team in an objective game type to come out as the victor there. So Fable Esports definitely had that game plan. They got that first flag capture, kind of set the tone for them, the kind of caps they needed to get some of those more scrappy type ones. And then Str8, they had that game. They had so many caps that they could have put in there to just go ahead and secure that victory. But there are a couple crucial mistakes. One, running the flag with rockets and not picking up any kills there, even at the end. Allowing SLG to flank, elbow there, down rockets, pick up a double kill, and then the flag runner had ground pounded to Maze on his side of the map and then just gotten taken out. There's one of the times I feel like you want to just throw the flag over there, see if anyone kind of, bum rushes it to try to get that quick return, bait it a little bit, and then move it across the map. The time was there on the clock for you to still play, and you could have come out and played those ones a little bit more effectively.
Would it be unfair to say that we saw kind of some of the stats and figures coming into this one? Fair enough, you're going to be confident if you Fable, but you're obviously going to be very, very aware of the slaying power of Str8 Rippin now, right?
Oh, absolutely here. But one thing to point out there is you even saw the SLG get that sniper again to start this one off for Fable here. But 3-2 lead. I think he shot 2 people in the body and then took another player no shields with grenades. So kind of a great start for him, but his teammates were not there to capitalize or finish off any of the kills. And now we're seeing Str8 Rippin have that lead, bring that sniper back to Carbine here, and they should be able to get a little bit of a setup here and give Nemesis some time to see if he can start slaying and start ripping some faces.
Yeah, from where he is, you obviously know where they're going to be spawning. They're going to be over on that bunker side. They're going to be running down seawall. Misses 2 shots, unfortunately, but the call will come through. Goes for the quick scope. That would have been an absolutely beautiful shot if he had landed it. Tags up one, whips out the map. Oh my, doesn't get the kill. That's huge from Fable. So now they can get him out of his position. Hand the sniper rifle back to SLG. He's only got 1 bullet, but fair enough. I'll obviously put it in the wall, but that's one of those things.
We just had Str8 set up there, and they were a 3-2, and then went on a 6-1 run for Fable just a moment ago. So SLG, he's got that scatter shot. He knows there's a few players down here in Tower 1, but and there's great shot there. Rami has some nice shots with that pistol, trying to clean that up, but destroyed. He comes in, and that scatter shot is so impactful. Having these power weapons gets a little overzealous. They're kind of going for that triple kill there. Should have slowed it down, waited for some help, but nonetheless here, Fable, they're set up, they're in control. Sniper, I think we're out of ammo there, and then scatter shot definitely starting to get low as well. So we'll see how these 2 teams decide to play out the rest of this one.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there for SLG. Got caught reloading. You should not be getting beat down when you've got a scatter shot in your hand. If they get up close and personal, you should be completely melting them. All of a sudden destroyed. He did get that bank off the wall, which is what you can do with a scatter shot. You can bank it off. It will track. It will do damage. Easy double. But they're down by 5. Still quite a lot of pressure on here. Plenty of time, though. You just need to kind of chill out. But I'll tell you what, when you're feeling it as a team, you're feeling it. It does so much for your mindset and so much belief that it only just kind of makes you better. It elevates you to a different level.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes things just aren't clicking. Other times, everything is working out perfectly. When you're hitting those headshots, your grenades are grabbing kills, you're hitting those sticks to get those additional kills there, and you're getting, like in the last game, flag captures in the first 30 seconds of the game here. So we'll see 3 members go down there in that kill feed for Fable, but it's Cristola here. He's got the camo. They've got eyes on him, though, and he gets spotted out, trying to get away, but Rami says no, and they will go ahead and finish off that kill. Now that lead, that 6-kill lead that we saw for Fable just a moment ago is really starting to get cut down.
I'm not going back to what we just saw, but I really liked what Cristola did. Obviously, he saw the guy with the scatter shot. He had camo. He backed off and thought, if I get up close and personal, he's just going to completely melt me. So little plays like that are what's going to help along. But as you say, it's down to a 1-kill game here. Everything's slowed down just a little. Oh, no one, please don't do it to him. He's pushed him away, which is, I mean, why does this kid stay alive so much?
That was a great job. Nobody cleaned up that kill. Now Nemesis, he answers back and grabs the kill of his own, and now this guy getting... Oh, that was the sniper. So Musa had the sniper, stayed alive for quite some time. Based on his position, kind of looked like that one's going to fall off the map there. So, you know, nice job kind of taking that one out of the game. But we are seeing a lead change now as we start to hit that halfway point.
Str8 looks like he's putting a bit of work in. I've seen his name in the kill feed quite a few times. Thank you, observers in the back, hopping onto his POV, taking a look around. He knows grenades are coming from back rail, so he has the information that will be one play around here. So he just needs to hold his nerve for a second, get the call from his teammates. You don't want to go running in, giving away a kill, because he knows there's going to be multiple enemies as he approaches this one, but he'll accept the challenge. His teammate's there, does get the trade-off. Another player comes through from bottom mid. Musa then steps up to the plate. He's trying to get the information. He was trying to get away because he knew they were going to be spawning on that back BR area. Couple of windy shots, but they got the kill nevertheless. Stay on the map, Sonny. Thankfully he does. Now, who's got the camel? Let's try and have a wander around for this one and see who's managed to bag themselves. It's going to be SLG again. You can hear in the background as well, someone's trying to stay on the map. They say, we'll have the information. I heard the thrusters kicking in from a ground pound. Whether they died or not's a different thing. Holds his nerve for a second. Helps out his teammate. Snaky's got the scatter shot as well. They've got themselves some map presence here, Kyle.
Yeah, and another lead change here. Back over in favor of Fable, who is in the lead with the series 1-0 already. So that was Str8 Rippin definitely giving up a big advantage that they could have had, and now this is a scary moment. Once that scatter shot goes into the hands of Fable with camo, you can only know what can happen. Luckily for them, though, that was the last shot of that scatter, so it is on respawn, and they will pick up the kill before it comes up again.
This is too close for comfort. Perfect, and a reversal comes in. Triple kill from Nemesis, and that's what they needed. You could see it in his face as well. Nemesis just shouting across, giving him some jip. And why the hell not? There's nothing like perfect reversaling somebody for a triple. Fragger and Snaky take two. Lost the lead, comes in. Doesn't... Oh, he does. Tags him around the corner. Killing spree comes through. Nemesis is an absolutely belting little player, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And you can see he had quite a play to pick up that triple kill. As you can see him look over at the enemy team, definitely wants to make sure they know exactly what he just did to them. And you can see that scatter shot was taken down over towards the sniper spawn, or old sniper spawn, I should say. And we'll see whose hands that ends up going into. But 37-34, just constant back and forth lead changes for both these teams here. And Str8 Rippin, this is one of those teams that needs some of those clutch individual plays if they're going to come out victorious. Their teamwork might not be as on point as some of the top squads here, but their individual skill and their shot can really play a factor here for them pulling up any kind of upsets.
Crystal, it's a little bit unfortunate. Nemesis gets the call to give some support, finds a headshot with the sniper. Probably going to try and bail off the map with this one, not hand it to SLG because that's not something you want to be doing. Fragger, meanwhile, dips down low in pipes. Any grenades will be finishing off, unfortunately. They just hold on for a second to get the information. Musa as well in the kill feed, straight back onto SLG. Only a 2-kill game. Just to kind of put on the line exactly what's going on here, guys. This is a best of 5. This is a group stage. Top 2 teams advance forward to the elimination bracket. Your bottom 2 teams, they're going home. It's as simple as that. It's do or die. And these 2 teams right now are kind of in that second, third position we're expecting. So for these 2, it's a very crucial and important matchup. Potentially even one that could dictate whether they're going home today or whether they're going to be playing tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, these are some very tight groups at 44-41, and they know he's got camo, and they know he's got scattershot. They don't know how much ammo I think he has. I don't know if he knows how much ammo he has, but he gets that kill there with the help of Musa here. Make that a double kill and a triple kill. Str8 now answering himself back with another triple. So we've seen a lot of triples. No overkills here quite yet, but the series is far from over. And 48-42, that was the push. That was the camo distraction that Str8 Rippin needed to come out and tie up this series here. So we'll see if they're going to be able to close this one.
Yeah, I think they can just do the collapse here and kind of do that moment where you say, all right, boys, let's just finish this one off. Everyone gets stuck in, find a kill, and, you know, 2 trades, all you need to do. Obviously, we have seen comes back at this stage, but I think that's it now. One more player. Crystala's caught off guard. See you later, my friend. Str8 Rippin, they tie up the series 50-42 on Rig Slayer. Not easy, yeah, wasn't the easiest of games for them. At the end, towards the end, they really found the foot in there and managed to kind of get that decent lead. We'll take a look at the kill feed and show you exactly who was the winners and losers in that one. But we've got a series on the sound count. We're definitely going to be seeing game 4 at least. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, this series, we knew it was going to be close, but we didn't know how close it would be. Str8 having a big game, and that is most kills, most assists, least deaths. That's always one of the best stats you can always have. Front page news if you go all the way back to CE here. But you can see lots of damage coming out for the squad. Really the turning point, I don't remember if it was Nemesis or Destroyed, but that triple kill that they had over towards Bunker on the inside of Rig, where you saw, I think it was Nemesis, and he looked over to the enemy team, or looked over to Fable, just making sure he knew what he was able to do, that perfect kill for that triple, to really kind of take that lead and then just kind of close out that game.
I think the thing that's more interesting for me is that the team of Str8 Rippin had between them 38 assists. I mean, in a Slayer match, that really does kind of tell the difference between running in solo and hoping for the best and living off your individual talent and teamwork. 38 assists is a big number.
Yeah, especially for a map like Rig, where you don't have all the different lines of sights like you do in some of the other maps, so maybe like a Truth or something like that. So the fact that they were able to move and rotate so effectively and get control of those power weapons and power-ups. We saw Camo be a huge factor in that game. A couple times SLG had it, put it to a very good use. But then Str8, at the end of the game, Fable, they were not out of it yet, but when they were able to take that camo, push into the sniper hallway, be a distraction for two players, and then kind of go in there and clean up a triple to just kind of close out the game. I think it was 48-42. That's when it's almost lights out at that point for them. And now tied up series, and they know they let game one get away from them because they could, by all means, been able to take that one. They had so many more opportune flag captures and flag runs where they were in better position. And I think it was Fable that kind of had the more scrappy caps, especially with that first one right off the rip there to get that early lead in the first 30 seconds.
I mean, we came into this one and we definitely heard from Musa that they weren't going to, take this game lightly, that they definitely well respected them. How do you think they are now at this point where it's drawn up and they realize, okay, it's not going to be an easy game? Talk to me about the mindset. As a player that you know this, you're going to have to really work for this. What kind of effect does it have on your mindset?
I mean, just thinking about pool play and how two teams are going home here, you need to be on point, and you cannot let any game go by. What you need to do now is just forget the first two games ever even happened and have all of your focus and attention here on this game number 3, because it's going to be a hard, drawn-out battle. All 8 of these players, or 10 with coaches here, want this and want this victory here. And to make it into bracket play after pools is what all of these teams are striving for. If you're a top 4 team, you're going for that top victory here. But right now, for everyone else, you just need to win these games and need to be on top of it.
Well, we heard from Str8 Rippin what they had to say just before the game. But what did Fable have to say? Lottie found out. Let's have a listen.
SLG, ça va?
Ça va très bien, et toi?
I'm very well, thank you. Obviously, you're French and you were here at the Halo World Championships. You've learned English though, but I've heard you've learned it through Halo. How did that come about?
Well, it's actually very hard to learn English through Halo. I started playing when I was around 12, and at the beginning I couldn't say a single word, so I couldn't code out or anything. But yeah, by the time I kind of learned how to code out and how to speak English. But yeah, it's still difficult, but I'm still really struggling.
I think you sound brilliant. Honestly, that's so impressive. But obviously your team are predominantly French. However, you have 2 members of the team that don't speak French. How are you overcoming the language barriers? Because of course Fragger, his English is a lot less than probably the rest of the teams as well. So how is that going?
Well, yeah, it's true that Fragger sometimes struggle in English as well, but I mean, he knows the code out, he can speak in game quite fluidly, but at the same time, sometimes it's an advantage. Like if in-game I only want to talk to him, for example, without being annoying to most of the teammates, I can just speak to him in French. For example, Christian and Arkel won't notice it and keep doing their thing. Amazing.
So Cristola, Snakey, they're quite used to it now.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah, that's not mine. Yeah, maybe some insults, but
I like
that's it.
They're learning as well through Halo. That's awesome. And of course, being an international team, it's sometimes really difficult coming over to America to these events that are overseas because you don't have the same recognition as the NA teams. Now, for people at home that haven't seen you guys before, the individual play styles of your game, what do your teammates, Snakey, Cristola, what do they all bring that make you such a good team together?
I mean, I think we're a really good individual team. Like all skill-wise, shot for shot, we definitely can hang with the best, but we still need to improve on teamwork. I mean, we're still a new team, because as I said before, I used to play with French players a lot, so we still need to figure this out. But yeah, it should go fine.
And of course, speaking about good teams, you guys do have to face Str8 Rippin in the competition. Now, these are the next generation of Halo players coming through. They're a strong team. How are you guys preparing for this? Or are they just another bump in the road on the way to the finals?
Yeah, I think they're just a bump on the road for finals and everything. But yeah, that's gonna be like our tough match. I mean, yeah, we need to win this game.
Have you guys been practicing a lot in order to play the harder games? Obviously, you don't get this level of competition back in the UK, in France.
Well, yeah, as you said, it's. I mean, when we come from Europe, we don't get much practice because we always play the same team over and over. So it's pretty hard compared to Americans team. We can like scrim so many different teams, learn a lot of different playstyle and everything. So we're just gonna have to go with skill more than practice.
And obviously, you've been playing Halo for such a long time, since you were 12 years old. What would it mean to you personally to win this entire event?
Well, it will be like a validation, like it will be proving that you're good at something, because, yeah, as you said, I've been playing this game for so long through the years, since I'm 12, and it's like part of my life, so, yeah, winning this would be like, yeah, it wasn't like worthless, like, you're good at something.
Always good to hear from SLG himself. He's obviously done some wonderful stuff throughout Halo, proving people wrong back in Europe, and there were even one certain time where I think it was last year, they actually came second, defeating Snakey, who's now on his roster. But it's different to see him playing with UK players, because we're used to seeing him, you know, playing with French players. It's always been all French teams. They've always been amazing. They've always come out all guns blazing. But let's talk further afield, Cal, because game number 3 is underway. We were just having a little bit of discussion while that video was going on. Obviously, you've got Splice in this group. You know, if you're a betting man, you want to say it's Splice. They'll probably batter both of these teams. The LATAM team, however, I think for both of these teams, that would be not an easy win, but it'd certainly be a win. So to kind of really put the into perspective, between these two teams right now, this game, this whole series, could really dictate who goes to champ bracket.
Yeah, the very first game here of the World Championships in this group could actually dictate which other team makes it out. Splice, back-to-back champions so far this year. You cannot bet against them. But then Str8 and Fable, and then of course that LAN team, like you pointed out, that is a good team when you can't overlook anyone. But if you don't win this game, you are in bad position.
If he'd have done that, that'd have been absolutely incredible. Now, if it's one thing we know the French are really good at, it's a good old Strongholds. They love it. Last time round, straight off game number 1, day number 1, we saw SLG taking this specific game type, this specific map, off of Optic Gaming. They are absolute. They just run at it. They kind of play the Splice mate. It's like, all right, there's Stronghold there, boys. Run at it. And the players in our way, they're just objective. We'll kill them on the way as we move round to take another Stronghold. And look at this. Triple cap is in effect, Kyle. Very rarely do you see a trip cap so early in the bloody game.
No, you're absolutely right here. And having that triple cap, only 3 points on the board here for Str8. This is one of the game types, especially Eden itself, that can just get away from you and just be over in a blink of an eye. How quickly you're able to put those points on the board and rotate back and forth, keeping members of Str8 on spawn. It can be over before you know it here. And we got the next set of power-ups getting ready to spawn. Str8 Rippin needs to, 1, get control here, and 2, make sure they lock those down, because if Fable's able to get them, it could be a very, very bad position here.
Catwalk needs to get reset. We can see here Nemesis moving, waiting for the rockets, which he has done. He can look towards nest area. Obviously with the rockets, next place you go is here. Looking towards OS. Thrust back. Should be a very easy kill, which it is indeed. He sees another player on the radar. There's a double. And now he needs to put this, because he's got the power-up and the power weapon. He needs to put it to good use. He needs to make his way into Catwalk and grab the Catwalk. Snakey dips down low, and I like this play. He's just going to rotate around all the players. They have no idea where he is right now. He's just taking it easy.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is, they've already got 48 points on the board this early in the game. He did give away his position. He's starting to get collapsed. You see Str8. They want to just push out and get these kills here. Oh, and he does. He kills off Musa, but not really worth it, because Destroyed is right there to answer back and take that camo out of the game.
All right, T2's been on the phone. He's rung up Richie Hines saying, boys, pull your finger out your ass. We need to get going here. 13-48, that's a big scoreline to say we're only a couple of minutes into the game. Destroy goes one-on-one, sees the second player at the back though, unfortunately. Rippin behind the rocket ramp. Now they're all dipping down low, looking towards potentially this next OS. It won't be up for another minute yet, so they're all going to back off and jump up. Nice bump jump comes out of Musa. He'll get a pause, goes in with a Spartan charge. Does he get the second? No, he does not. That was an absolutely fantastic effort, but he doesn't come through. One-on-one. And all of a sudden, SLG comes off the respawn. They hard neared the red nest as they try and get some kind of a stop on this one. But Str8 Rippin the following round. I like it. They're kind of chasing the tails a bit here.
That was amazing by Musa to actually hit that jump there, get up, contest the hill, picks up a kill with a Spartan charge, and then I believe he connected on that second melee. But his team, they weren't able to finish off that kill. Cristolo played ring around the Rosie there and kept Catwalk in their control. And keep in mind, that would have been even more so of a numbers advantage and a triple cap on the Strongholds going in favor of Str8 to cut this deficit down very quickly. But they weren't able to capitalize there, and they get taken out. Cristolo going extremely clutch.
So the worrying thing for me is that Str8 are going to pick up the rockets, and then they're going to look straight for OS. Actually, oh no, oh no! He runs out of ammo, and SLG says, thank you very much. We'll take down the rocket guy. Where's the OS? Fly around. There you have it, Cristolo. This is the man who can change the tide here. Will work his way around, make his way onto Nest. Rockets come flying through, puts one below him. Did he just kill himself? He may have actually done some damage on the stairs then, unfortunately. Could have been wrong. It might have just been a very, very quick kill, but Destroy comes in and says, nah, this is my Nest, boys. Tries to bank a nade off the back. That second one may be good, but no hit markers will be found. He's got a teammate right behind him, but they are back into it, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, the Rockets maybe could have been a little bit better, but nonetheless, they were able to kill the Overshield player and keep control of Nest. Now, they sacrificed Ben for that, and now they're focusing all their attention, but they're turning into this little bit of a Stronghold trading action going on. As you see, the Stronghold's being contested, and Nest is going over in favor of Fable. But great teamwork as Str8 secures himself a double kill there and will help keep control of Ben.
It did stall it. I know throwing all the bodies in there, they did stall for a little bit of time, but Destroyed and Nemesis, they managed to get into a really, really good position at the time, taking control of Catwalk. There were several other players just, I mean, look at all these grenades. It's so damn messy up there. Cristolo knows that if he goes up, he's going to be killed. Player comes flying through the window. That's nice. Gets a really cheeky stop on the next. Can he finish off the kill, though? His teammate doesn't actually react to the call-out. Sonny should have worked his way around, got that kill. He was no shield whatsoever. They could have stopped Nest.
And I believe that member, that Str8 member Destroyed there was the last guy alive, so that would have been another great position for Fable to be in. But luckily for them, what a great flank comes in here from SLG. He grabs himself a back smack. Snaky picks up a beatdown kill there, and we might be seeing this control trade once again. Now, this is very big. Great ground pound comes in from Cristolo. There's two members of Fable over there towards Ben, and they will be able to maintain control once again.
Next, we have a power weapons dropping shortly. We'll see where they end up, because they could kind of really tell the story of how this game is going to go, to be honest with you. Rockets in the hands of Str8. But is he just stole the... no, they killed him. Double kill comes through. That's going to be the OS and the Rockets in the hands of Destroyed. I mean, this man's been on a mission so far in the series. Talk about giving him a little bit of an upgrade. But all this is going on, Kyle. The time's still ticking away for Fable. Look at the scoreline. It's pretty... ooh. He just got completely battered. That's the OS gone. See you later. Snaky will fall as well. Two perfect kills coming back to back there. Just a bit of a toss-up between players right now.
Yeah, you can see, I kind of like this decision-making, you know, giving the information there. He was able to take at least two players, no shields. He didn't want to just, you know, chase down, risk the potential of getting, you know, maybe like a ninja going on, backsnack with that OS. But you can see that camo went in the hands of Fable. Nobody else from Str8 was contesting it, and they were able to secure the kill with some perfect shots there. And now you can see so much happening over towards that bend, but control once again going over to Fable as Destroyed. Oh. He got himself another triple kill, so he is looking to answer back, being one of those clutch individual performances that we see that we know Str8 needs to have in order to come out ahead.
All right, so they still have the lead to Fable, and they're now only 14 ticks away from taking game number 3. This is insane. Will they blow it, or will we see Str8 Rippin actually come back? Because they now have this side of the map, this entire side locked down. I mean, setups do work, but as we've seen from Splice, you don't necessarily need setups to actually win Halo 5. They've been destroying people. I've just been playing teams of 2, to be honest.
No, I'm liking what we're seeing right now. Rami, he's got his teammate obviously over there towards the bend, destroyed here, and they are just waiting for the move from Fable here before they react. And they can see they're able to grab a kill there and now push over and go for this triple cap, trying to keep Fable guessing where everyone's going to be. They're losing Catwalk, but will they be able to get it back? A good collapse is coming out here from Str8. They're able to grab 2 kills. Destroyed picks himself up a double, and now Rami's doing a great job, stays alive, and that's another triple kill going over in the hands of Destroyed. You can see that on that kill feed there, and this is going to be the first lead change we are seeing right towards the end of this game on who is going to take the lead in this series, and he grabs that full overshield, Sims.
Rami is on a little bit of a tear right now. Slippery Beaver, to say the least, gets another kill. Waste of rockets. Honestly, I think this could be game, set, GG for map number 3, unless Fable can really claw this one back. That's it.
Yeah, that's all she wrote there.
Absolutely it. They, unfortunately, kind of blew it towards the end. Str8 just managed to pull it out the bag, controls the OS, controls the rockets. That's a win, baby.
Yeah, and that win absolutely came from the amount of rockets and overshield Str8 was able to get off the spawn. Twice in a row, they were able to grab the fresh rockets, push over, get control of overshield with that. We even saw a missed overshield time come in here from Fable. They tried to get that, pick up that overshield, just keep it out of the hands of the rocket player, but failed to do so. And that was right towards the end where we saw that first lead change. And that's the time you want to take the lead, Sims, right at the end of the game to close it out.
I'm trying to see the kill feed here. Let's take a look at, oh my God.
Yeah, this
Troy.
is impressive.
Troy. What in Christ's names are you doing?
It's Achilles over there.
Look at that, 26 and 10. What is, no, stop it.
And was it 1 triple kill? Because it might have been even 2 triple kills that we saw. It was 2 triple kills. So remembering correctly, they're killing Frenzy on top of that. What an impressive performance. Because you know that killing Frenzy came out towards the end of the game when that lead change initially happened. Over 3K damage, the only player here in the game to do so, and still had one of the highest accuracy percentages as well of anyone in this game. So least deaths, most kills, great performance here coming out of Destroyed. He's been one of those MVP players here for Str8 Rippin all this entire squad since it's formed.
You can't let a man drop a 20 KD on you in a game like that. Not when you've got so much of a massive lead that you actually let him do a frenzy. I mean, 10 people in a row without dying.
Well, at least 10.
You can't. I mean, one, it's good of him to do that. Let's not take any credit. That is an amazing job to be able to do that. But I think that's also a bit of a piss-poor job from the opposing team to not kill him and not stop him. Because while he's doing this, Kyle, he's just playing Ring Around the Roses, popping people as they're making their way to all these strongholds. He's just getting them right back and saying, okay, well, you're in there. I'll take some kills. I'll take your stronghold. And then all of a sudden, I'll just go back to what I was doing before.
Yeah, so we'll see if he's going to be able to kind of continue those monstrous performances and being that slaying power here for Str8 as we move over into Fathom, capture the flag. You know, everyone's probably pretty familiar with this already. You've got that camo top center, got the railgun that you need to put to use, and 3 captures here. So we can see as we start this one off here with Destroyed, the player we were just talking about going so monstrous in that first game, or excuse me, in the game number 3 here. So we head in, he's already grabbed himself 1, maybe make that 2 kills. I really like that. Don't overcommit to going for that kill. Push into the base, block the spawns over an engine, and now the team already starting to relay this one, getting that flag bottom center.
Couple of shots coming through bottom mid. You can see Light Rifle doing its work. They'll be tagging them all up. They're still moving though. Looking down bottom mid. Big kill, but one will get answered back with SLG. They're all trying to just dive on this flag at the moment. It's a bit of a killing pit. They do get the return though, but it costs them a life. Nemesis again. That's going to be picking up a double. He's checking it away around Silo. He doesn't have the information that somebody could be lurking. It's going to be Cristola. Pre-fires it. That's amazing. He just kind of read it like a book. He said, all right, you want to challenge this one, boy? I'll pre-fire, finds his face. Unfortunately, will drop down. Now, the big question is, Kyle, coming out from the Fable side, will we see Tilt City? Because that's a big loss in the previous round.
Yeah, I mean, that last game is one of those games that can really change the outcome of a series just based on the players' mindsets heading into the following game here. So now we're seeing a very early cap come in for Str8 Rippin. The first time we're seeing this kind of lead for them, as I believe they've been trailing every game so far this series.
Snakey diving straight into the base. He does have some support from the back as Sonny will help him out. Now 3 players inside. Do you really need 3 players inside this base at once?
Based on what we've been seeing so far, that is one of the strategies that can really work out. Now you got to be careful and make sure you keep focused towards top center. But Camo's not up yet. Nobody's got that railgun, you know, setting up, trying to control anything. Great sticky comes in from Snake and grabs himself a reversal. Gets rewarded with an additional assist there. Another big 1v1 happening here, and a trade comes out. So great job, both these players here. But yeah, you can put 3 players in the base because most of the time, one of those guys is going to end up dying as you pull that flag and run it out of the base here. Comes off spawn back in your own base, but you're keeping your teammates alive. You're getting a lot of damage down, and then you're coming off spawn in prime position to cut off any kind of flanks.
Look at this, though. They throw the flag out, and all of a sudden there's a player there just ready to receive it. Railgun does its job, stops one. They're going to continue moving onwards, though. Str8 Rippin. A little bit, again, all these deaths back and forth for this middle area, just down in the bottom pit area. Nemesis, 1, 2, 3, they're all dead, Kyle. That's another flag. Str8 Rippin, they're up 2-0. And this series, well, what a turn of events now. They've warmed up. Either that or Fable, they are just tilting off the face of the planet because they are getting slapped around here in game number 4.
Yeah, and you can see Fable convincingly won that game number 1, but I think it was a lot of Str8 making some, you know, big crucial mistakes here. Game number 2, you know, definitely going over in favor of Str8. 3 was a back and forth battle between both of them. And then this game number 4, this is Str8 just trying to run away with this. Already moving the flag again. I don't think we've seen a flag pull from Fable so far. I think there was one here, but nonetheless, up 2-0. The 3rd flag moving very quickly. Everyone alive. Should be able to pick up some kills and keep moving this, but SLG grabs himself a triple kill in that kill feed there. And you can see he's trying to get the over. People are starting to collapse, but will they be able to get the return? I don't know yet.
Still alive.
They do
What's
get
he
it.
doing? He's still alive, so the triple SLG barely just keeps his team in this. That's incredible work. Didn't get the over, but who cares? He gets a triple when it needs to matter most. They all collapse on the flag. They all just throw their bodies onto it. They get the return. But Rami has the railgun, and he's looking for death. Death and decay coming out of this gun. It's an absolutely nasty weapon. You charge it up, you line it up, and it should be an insta-kill. Tags 1, tags the 2nd. There's a double. They push into the base. He's got some support straight out the front window. One player's going to chase him down bottom mid. That will get cleaned up. Snakey will get dropped by Musa. Opts to run in a bit of a different way, but by doing this, he's kept his shields, Kyle. He's alive, and he's still moving.
Yeah, and they just picked up another kill. There's 2 players here that can move that flag. That one's going in. Nobody get that pull in this series number 1. Sims goes over in favor of Str8. 3-1 victory over Fable Esports.
The North American powerhouses, they continue to do what they've been doing best throughout the entirety of Halo 5. Str8 Rippin prove that they are one of the best teams here at this event. And they start their journey off with a 3-1 series against the Europeans, Fable. But I tell you what, if I'm Fable, I wouldn't be too disheartened because you put up a good fight, they had a good game 2, they had a banging game 1. But the biggest problem for Fable now, if they want to make it to the championship bracket, Kyle, they've got to beat Splice. That's...
You can see it on their faces right now. They know.
That's rough.
Both of these teams knew how important that series was. And like we were just talking about in the game, you having to take down the likes of Splice, it's just something that even Talks, you know, struggles having to say there. And you're taking a look at the stats. A very quick game, and Rami, we saw Destroyed and Nemesis really kind of be the all-star players in the first few games here, but Rami steps it up in this one. 7 assists on top of a +10 ratio KD there. Very impressive performance.
Yeah, that's a great effort, especially when you're doing, you know, helping out with objective as well. What's that, 12.3 KDA? That's very, very good. So unfortunately for Fable, they did get outslayed, and in the end, they got outplayed. 3-1 will be the final series score as we see Str8 Rippin. That's nice. That's what you want. You wanted that win, and we said there was so much riding on this one. And for every single European team, in fact, every single international team, obviously you want to. There's a team in every single pool that you want to say 100% they're making champ bracket. Splice, Reciprocity, Talk. You know, there's one team in every group you say yes, they're 100% making it through. There's these little games here and there where it's like, okay, if we win this one, then we're going to champ bracket, or we've got a damn good chance of it. For Str8 Rippin, that's what they needed to do. And they got the job done. North America once again.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you want to strive for that #1 spot, and you got a long way ahead of you, a very long weekend. But to break this down, let's go back over to Golden Boy and the analysts. Guys, take it away.
Thank you so much, Ilmai and Sims, and what a game and what a way to kick off the Halo World Championship of 2018. Fable taking game #1, and we thought that we were going to start to see that EU hype train, and I'm going to be very straightforward. I had just got done casting over at Gears of War Las Vegas, and I thought that we were going to see that EU magic kind of sprinkle over to Fable, but it was all for naught, unfortunately. That game 1, great performance. They just couldn't get it done in games 2, 3, and 4 straight. Clap back, they managed to close it 3-1.
Yeah, they did a really good job, especially in that first game as well, because we weren't really too sure what to expect, but especially Cristola, because I know with a player like him, it's not that he's inconsistent, it just takes him a while, like at a tournament event, to kind of get into things. But straight off the bat, he was literally playing much better than I expected. You could see a lot of confidence in him as well. But you saw quite a few things, especially when they left the flag on their open for straight. There was so many times where they left the flag or they didn't pick it up and made quite a few mistakes, a lot more than we expected. And for a top 8, top 6 team like Straight, you shouldn't be making such major mistakes where, you know, you're leaving the flag behind quietly, you're not pinning the spawns enough. There's a lot of times where they should have spawn trapped him more of the times than they should have done, but it seemed like it was very messy for them, and Fable was able to take advantage of that and win the game.
Yeah, and I didn't get to introduce him, but we got the one and only Wonder Boy here. Wonder Boy observing and also providing his expert analyst. What do you think about this game?
You know?
Just a little bit of everything.
There was a lot of pointless kills, honestly, there from Str8 Rippin. So many times we saw Destroyed pick up 2 triples back-to-back and then go backwards with a power weapon on that map. I mean, you can't really do that on Coliseum and expect to win.
Yeah, I'm not going to call the kills pointless, but you saw Str8 Rippin that entire first game just playing on the back end, always being stuck in their base. They kind of got their... You kind of saw Fable playing at the Str8 Rippin style of Halo that's so aggressive, so overwhelming to most teams. And they took that and flipped it on them and made Str8 Rippin just stay on defense. So you saw Str8 Rippin getting those triple kills, but they were in their own base. Like, they couldn't get anything going because they still had to do so much work to get map control and get a flag run in that first game.
I will say, though, the player that you got to look out throughout the duration of this tournament is certainly going to be Destroyed, man. This guy was just destroying, living up to that name. Hey, you like that? You like that? That's a good one. Seriously though, he had, I think, a triple kill nearly every single game. Like, that is just lights out Halo from that young man.
It was just one of those guys. First match in, you know, really trying to show us how it's done. But in this game type, I was a little bit worried for Straight because I saw that with their counter attacks, it was very slow, but I think their death cycle wasn't in the right frame of mind in terms of they kept waiting for each other to actually push out, but someone was always dying, so they had to wait that little bit extra longer. But there was times as well where their shot priority wasn't good either. Like, you know, where we're looking at blue bench when I shoot someone off when actually the rest of the opposite team actually spawning right next to them on blue bridge. So there's a few mistakes there, but you can see towards the end they managed to get the OS and actually fix those spawn killing problems because they had it throughout the whole series, but they managed to fix it, especially in that Eden game.
Yeah, early on in that series, it was a Destroyed show, and everybody else on Str8 Rippin was struggling and trying to find their footing, and their shot wasn't really on point either. But Destroyed, he kept Str8 Rippin in every game until you saw Rami start to pick up. You saw Musa start to pick up, and Nemesis start to play well too. Destroyed kind of backpacked his team through those first couple games, and that's key. Str8 Rippin's, the whole roster's got to play a lot better if they want to move up and place better than the top 8, better than the top 6.
Yeah, well, I am going to say this, though. At the Eden Strongholds game, the commending thing for Str8 was that they controlled power-ups nicely. Granted, they lost out on the camo quite a bit, but when you're making those plays with the overshield and the rockets the way that they were, that's something that you got to be very proud of. And that is a credit to their coach, Richie Hines, for sure, who's behind him, calling those shots, ensuring that they're on top of those things, and really making that call, saying, like, hey, let's just prioritize the OS and the rockets instead of going after the camo, which is something that SLG and the boys did numerous times.
100%, and a lot of that came down to getting kills around the time that the overshield and the rockets were coming up on the map. We saw that countless times. In fact, there was a time when Fable had a triple cap. I think it was around the 9-minute mark of the game, where they knew they had another minute or so to go. They said, you know what, let's not even push for control. Let's slay them around the time that the rockets and the overshield that were coming up, which was in around 30 seconds time at the time. So that's something that Str8 did so well throughout that Eden Strongholds game. And that's actually the first time I think I have ever seen Fragger and SLG lose that game type. That is a French masterclass of a map. As Sim said in the commentary, they took it off Optic Gaming at last year's Worlds. That's the first time I've ever seen them lose it.
Yeah, but then Fathom CTF just fell apart. I mean, honestly, it was heartbreaking to see. You had to bounce back. You had to find a way to rally the troops here, Lethal, and they simply couldn't do it. And now that sets the tone very darkly for Fable, because they now, in order for them to make it to the champ bracket, they have to beat the not one but two-time Halo Championship Tour winning team of Splice, a squad that everyone is predicting to win the Halo World Championship. Some even saying that they're going to win it handedly. This is a tall order for this for this combination of this European team.
Yeah, Fable are probably not enjoying themselves right now in that kind of state of mind as well, because I think that Eden Strongholds game, it demoralised them. Because how often do you see Frios and Fathom CTF on a complex game type like that? It's not very often, and a lot of that times you can tell they're quite demoralised because you have players like Fragger who's doing like half the damage compared to everyone else. And in these kind of scenarios, you can't make any mistakes, especially against Str8. But I mentioned it before at the end of Game 3, where they kind of fixed a lot of the major mistakes halfway through that series, and that's how they dominated Game 4. But, you know, with your question, can they beat Splice? No. Yeah, it's a massive, massive tall order. And, you know, we see some crazy things at Worlds, but, yeah, it's looking very unlikely.
It's not going to happen.
Before we move on to the next match, though, I do want to pose a question to you guys. And so Str8 Rippin, though, they like to play that fast-paced, in-your-face style, and Musa wanted to play Splice. And I'm going to be I have a feeling I know what the response are going to be. Can they do it? Because imagine if Str8 beat Splice. That actually puts the tone of the entire bracket out of whack. Wes, go ahead, buddy. Yeah. It's all you.
One word.
I'm going to be honest. Musa, you say you want to play Splice.
You need multiple words for this one.
You're not going to beat Splice playing like that. You got to bring it. I mean, I know it's your first series of the tournament. There's always that warm-up, that first series jitters. You got them out of the way. Hopefully you did. The whole Str8 Rippin roster started playing better towards the end of that series, but this Splice roster is a whole another beast.
All right, well, I just got